I first heard the term Grand Central from some American colleagues in Hollywood back in the mid-60s, and I think it's a very good term to describe how one should ground various signal paths from microphone to mixer out, and of course eventually carried on to the tape machine. So we've got the microphone coming in here, and obviously screened cable from the microphone to the junction box in the studio. You'll notice that the end of the cable from the microphone is only grounded at one end. The input, that's pin 1 on the XLR from the microphone, and this pin here and the junction box, the mic box in the studio, independently go to this big ground bar here. Now that ground bar should be central to the whole studio complex, and it should be connected at the other end, at this end here, to a proper at least 3-meter ground stake dug in the ground. Don't do what one guy in the States did. When I asked him where his ground central was, he said, "I'll show you," and took me outside to a patio area where his huge copper grounding rod went into a plant pot. The plant pot was sitting on a concrete patio. He said, "I'm not going to dig up the patio just to put a bloody copper pole in, but that's what you need to do." And if we go back to here, here's the screen cable going from the junction box in the studio to the mic amp. Again, it's only grounded at one end. Pin 1 on the XLR going into the mixer is grounded. Again, they all go back to the same ground central. The mixer I've shown here has isolating transformers on both the input and the output, which means that signal power, and if there is any relay ground, they go down here as well. And so the earths on the input and the output are not connected directly within the mixer to power ground. Note also these 0.1 capacitors here. They should be designed for RF. Ordinary paper 0.1 capacitors, certainly in the 60s, used to have very strange characteristics at several hundred megahertz.